we're talking about a prediction on a Notre Dame quarterback. I don't know if anything gets Irish fans' attention more than quarterback recruiting news, but we have some to talk about today. And Mike, Bear Bachmeier, you've talked about him on our program before, and you have an update on his recruitment.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, Darren, because there are two big quarterback targets on the board for Notre Dame in the 2025 class. And for folks watching on YouTube, we have his On3 page pulled up on the screen. Bear Bachmeier, 6'2", 205. I think he's probably 10 to 15 pounds bigger than that right now, actually, Darren, from what I've heard. And he's listed as a number 111 overall player, number 9 quarterback in America, with offers from the likes of Notre Dame, Stanford, Oregon, and Alabama. Just a few of the schools after him early on. And then the other quarterback who we've talked about a lot over, in the past, 6 months or so, is Deuce Knight. He's from Mississippi, then he transferred to a school in Nashville, and now he's back at his school in Mississippi. He's 6'4.5", 180 pounds, really good-looking lefty, number 39 overall player, number 3 quarterback on the On3 industry ranking. Ole Miss, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Bama, Auburn, some of the schools really involved in Knight's recruitment. So it's interesting because Knight was the guy for a while, and then I think Notre Dame may have seen shades of the 2023 cycle where they really pushed their chips all in for Dante Moore. Goodness gracious, how much do we talk about Dante Moore in that recruiting class, Darren? I think Notre Dame probably saw shades of that. Like, we look good for this kid. We feel like we're going to get him, but there's enough warning signs there that he isn't going to come here. So Notre Dame decided, hey, let's not do what we did with Moore and go all in. Let's go offer another quarterback that we like really just as much as Deuce Knight, and that's Bachmeier. So Notre Dame offered him in July, have built a really strong relationship with him, and Bachmeier has not visited campus yet, but he is expected to get up to South Bend this weekend. He has a game Thursday night, so then I'm assuming he'll get out to campus Friday, spend the weekend there for kind of like a mini official visit, essentially. And I went ahead and logged a prediction for Notre Dame to land Bachmeier. It's a little bold, in a sense, because there's another prediction floating out there from a very respected insider on the Notre Dame beat for Knight to land up at Notre Dame. So it's a little bit of, like, oh, this guy thinks this guy's going to Notre Dame, and I think the other guy is at the same position. So we'll see how it plays out. But Darren, I definitely like Notre Dame here. He's really clicked with the Fighting Irish coaching staff. I think he had told me before his grandfather really loved Notre Dame. So he's grown up with knowledge about Notre Dame. When he gets to campus for the first time this weekend, I think that there's a decent chance that he says, yeah, I've seen enough. I want to be at Notre Dame. And I think he'll basically jump Deuce Knight in line.
Mike, is it fair to assume that Deuce Knight is still interested in the Fighting Irish, but is he just not ready to pick a school as of yet?
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it, Darren. Yep, the answer there is yes. And for folks watching on YouTube, this is Bear Bachmeier's sophomore film. Yeah, he's an impressive passer.
So is this a situation where Notre Dame has offered both individuals? And I'm probably making this too Hollywood, but the only way I can ask it is they've offered both, and whoever picks Notre Dame first got the spot?
Darren, that is exactly what it is. And it is for sure a little bit of Hollywood. That is it. Notre Dame said, and Darren, they have told both guys the situation. Bear and Deuce both know each other. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if they know each other. I don't know if they've met or talked, but they know each other in the situation.
The situation.
Like this is not, they're not watching this video and being like, oh, didn't know that. No, they know more about it than I do even. So it is very much first come, first serve for Bear Bachmeier, Deuce Knight. So I actually had a source tell me like in August, like, hey, like I think this would be actually a pretty good prediction for Bear. But then you hear at the same time, Deuce to Notre Dame's looking really good. So it's tricky because at the same time, I've been hearing from various, I call them industry sources, just like different people around college football recruiting that have told me that Auburn looks like it's pulled ahead with Tennessee in second and Notre Dame in third. So I think there's enough like warning, like I said earlier, warning signs that Notre Dame, yeah, like Knight, like Knight, this guy they've been on there longer, right? So it kind of feels like he gets the first right of refusal. Um, but then they go offer Bachmeier and it's first come first serve, like I said. But Deuce has had his time. He's visited campus twice. He basically was able to say, like last week or this week, do I want to jump in? And he is not. He's kind of gambling, losing the spot at Notre Dame.
Mike, for our WSBT radio listeners, what are the height and the weight of Bachmeier? Because I'm watching him, and he's running a spread offense, extremely versatile, impressed with his running speed, and also I love the way he throws the football on the move. Very impressive.
Okay. So I'm going to sum something up for you here, and you tell me if this sounds like a quarterback that you've heard of before. He's 6'2", really strong build, extremely athletic, comes from a very athletic family, Southern California, with a quick release. Does that not
I'm
sound like
scared
Tyler
to
Buchner?
answer being wrong. So why don't you
Listen,
just tell
it
me?
is. And I talked this morning. I was on the phone with one of the best private quarterback trainers in the country. I'm not going to name drop it, but I was talking to him this morning, and I asked him because he's worked with both of these guys, and I said, "Is this comparison fair?" And he said, "Absolutely, it is." And listen, folks, this is not saying that Bear Bachmeier would have the same success or lack of at Notre Dame. Like, just because someone might have similar gameplay does not mean that Bachmeier is also going to go throw, as many pick sixes as he has starts. Like I'm not, and I don't think Buckner did, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying. Like whenever you make comparisons, I always have to say that because people lose their minds. It's more of a nod to the style of play of Buckner, which at times can be very, very good. That's kind of the gameplay. So Bachmeier is 6'2", and he's listed at 205, but I think he's more in that 215 to 220 range.
Okay.
And for folks watching on YouTube, this is sophomore film. So think about a year later, just the physical development. Darren, he's an exciting prospect. I think this would be a very good get for Notre Dame. And then if this does happen for the Fighting Irish, then our conversation about quarterback recruiting, I'm excited for that because it's really gone up in recent years.